do I have a rationale behind my featured channels on my YouTube channel? Yes. What is the rationale behind the featured channels on my YouTube channel? Well, I should start off by showing you where my featured channels are on my YouTube channel. So, here is, I'm using Firefox to do this. So this is what my channel looks like if you've clicked on it in the home. These little buttons here where the cursor is, the little gloved hand. Or these guys, those are tabs. And if I click on the playlist tab, oh, that's the wrong thing, sorry. I'm gonna check it. If I click on the channels tab, these are my featured channels. And so I've got 19 of them currently, and we'll go through them. First off, featured channels on the channels tab, if you click on that, there can be different things there. It doesn't have to be featured channels. Somebody might name it something else, or it might mean something else on a different channel. So it does not mean, just because something shows up under the channels tab, does not mean it's a featured channel. Some channels calls them featured channels, but some people have different names. So just kind of in my perusing in like window shopping on YouTube, in a number of channels, a fair portion of channels do have channels displayed under the channels tab. It's kind of one of the more common things. And so, but I've just noticed some people choose to put subscriptions, so the channels they watch or subscribe to and then kind of follow along and get notifications about, or subscriptions, they might put them under the channels tab. I choose to do featured channels. So these are channels that, what are they? So they are, for me, I choose channels that I watch and or kind of support the content being put out that is not necessarily synonymous with like the thing itself. So like, for example, as someone who's interested in airplane engines, Rolls-Royce makes turbofan engines for airplanes, and they have some excellent videos highlighting the technology and some of the people that go into making turbofan engines. And then the Forest Service, so there's a number of like wildlife, like Department of Fish and Wildlife, Forest Service, stuff like that, where they'll actually put out informational videos. So like how they fight forest fires. I like kind of dry material, so I find that kind of stuff interesting. And they'll also have like tips for encountering certain things, stuff like that. So they're kind of like, each of these channels that I feature, I would say is a good resource for something. And if I'm not putting out what's the main rationale or methodology or motivation for having these is, if I'm not putting content out because this channel is kind of centered around me living my life and sharing it when I can, if there's a gap in my posting material, by having featured channels, it's kind of me being like, here's stuff that I recommend because I enjoy what's put out on these channels, kind of thing. And some of them, like these two, so this is the Hungarian Swimming Hungarian Swimming Association. It's in Hungarian. This is the Swimming South Africa channel. They'll put out like 2 to 12 hour just straight up live streams, and I'll watch those. Even the Hungarian one, that's in a different language. And I've learned Hungarian, not the whole language, but like words and details about the language and stuff from watching these channels. So there is a bit of tried and tested. I'm not going to put something out there that I have not, like, zero familiarity with. So this is the main rationale is, if I'm not on YouTube, if I'm not putting stuff out, if I'm not interacting with people on my channel, featured channels are a place you can go and to get potentially new content that you can consume or interact with. Or these people might be putting stuff out when I am not. So if you're looking for a hole and you want something that I'm kind of interested in, here are some channels. My goal is for them to be fixed, so I kind of try to approach it like my Wikipedia writing, and some of these channels I have chosen based on my Wikipedia writing. So what are some examples of those? These I have all encountered as part, and potentially even cited as a reference on my writing and publishing on Wikipedia. A lot of them I actually found via Wikipedia, and there'll be either a sports publication, entity, news organization, or the swimming federation, National Swimming Federation for a country. And so I'll go in and I'll be like, well, I've just read something. It'd be fun to see if they also put out video content, kind of thing. And yeah, so that's kind of rationale. For example, I do approach it like Wikipedia writing, so in specifically page creation. So I do make new pages, new articles on Wikipedia. I'll write an article and then publish it. And then if it passes review, or even when it's in review, it's open to anybody to edit. And so I kind of approach the channels I put on here as I've consumed enough and have enough of an idea of what this is, and it kind of has a certain feel fit with my channel, that I'll put it under featured channels where it's similar to how I treat new pages, specifically articles that I publish on Wikipedia, is I do not want to delete them. I do not want them to get deleted. So they're kind of, I might dwell on a channel. So an example of that is Ariel Scheip. This is someone that I've followed now on their channel for I think over a year. I think. And so the featured channels are relatively new on my channel, but there are some channels that I might watch stuff for a year before I go, okay, I think it's a fit and it's kind of time to add it to featured channels. My intent is not to delete the channels. However, I am not in control of the channels I feature. So that means if they delete their channel or their channel is deleted, they might not be there anymore. If for whatever reason there's just no longer a fit with the channel, like I do continue to watch videos on these channels. If for some reason there's like a red flag for me personally and I no longer feel comfortable with having them on my featured channels, I might remove them. Or there's another option. When I add channels to my featured channels, I type in a name of a channel. I don't know. This is one where I just genuinely don't know. If the person changes the name of the channel, once I've added it here, I don't actually know if it stays, because technically I added a specific namespace to my featured channels in that channel. So I don't actually know when they change a channel name, if it's dropped from my featured channels. So that's why a few reasons one might see a change in featured channels, in terms of a channel being removed. In terms of addition, I kind of said that I have to have consumed enough to be like, this is potentially a fit for my featured channels on my channel. So that's kind of the broad rationale behind the featured channels on my YouTube.